Well, Josh, we're back, and we're watching Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 7, Episode 10. All right, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see if I'm going to eat my own words. Are they going to bring up the speed limits in this episode? I've been anticipating waiting. We just saw in Deep Space Nine that they were going to make modifications to a ship to see if they were going to get up to warp 9.5 or something. And I just thought about it. Wouldn't it be kind of funny and maybe a little sad? Because the beginning of that episode opens with, oh, it's been 4 years since the anniversary, and who did I want to hear from? Who did I want to hear from the least? Jean-Luc Picard telling me you have to watch my speed. Well, I say to him, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, we'll see if they bring it up. I hope we just get a good episode. We've had some good ones for sure this season, so I hope we can get some more, man. But are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's see what happens.
The Atrian government has requested assistance in averting a natural disaster.
Captain, the situation has worsened since my husband and I first
Oh,
contacted.
she's from something.
Yes, she is.
Injecting plasma directly into the core should trigger a chain reaction. And that will reliquefy the magma.
Magma. I feel like she might have even been in this show.
Was she in the Dax episode?
Good call.
That was her? Okay.
Yeah, dude, she's Dax.
Do you have any idea who I am?
You were Dr. Juliana Taylor. You were a colleague of Dr. Sung?
I most certainly was. And I was also his wife.
Oh.
I am your mother.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Do you believe her?
No.
Maybe an odd thing to lie about, I guess, but why didn't you ever try to get in contact with him if you see yourself as his mother, you know? Like, after Soong, because he didn't die there. I mean, we saw him before he died, so would you get divorced?
Yeah, and she looked relatively young compared to Dr. Soong, so...
Robbing the cradle.
I know Data wasn't obviously made from having regular parents, so...
Wait, that's the reveal? He didn't build you, Data. We fucked. That doesn't make any sense. I'm an android. I am also an android, Data.
Can't believe I'm seeing you like this again after all these years.
My memory record begins when I was activated by the Starfleet officers on the Omicron Theta outpost.
After the attack of the crystalline entity. You had trouble learning your motor skills. Learning how to process sensory information.
But there was no mention that my father was married to you.
Because of my mother. She thought that Noonien was an eccentric scientist who was far too old for me.
Oh.
I encountered him once.
No idea that you'd even met him.
It was shortly before his death.
I wonder how they got separated.
Left his ass, bro.
Too old.
We didn't exactly part on the best of terms.
No.
The important thing is that we're here now together.
This has been an interesting encounter.
Oh.
I would like to corroborate your story before we proceed further. Excuse me, Doctor.
I don't blame him.
Well, yeah, but also she has to obviously know that it's an android. You know, he's not going to love her like that.
Right.
At least right away. But was Soong ever notified when Starfleet found him? Because he didn't seem surprised when Data, showed up, I don't think.
Why would anybody want to pretend to be your mother? Part of being human is learning how to deal with the unexpected.
I'm finding it difficult to accept the possibility of a past about which I know nothing. It is also true. I am curious to learn more about it.
Yeah, that's good, but why would anyone want anything to do with Data to pretend to be his mother? I don't know, because he's the most dangerous man in Starfleet, and if you can manipulate him and under your side...
Geordi was being a really good friend, though.
Oh, he was.
I would like to get to know you better, Mother.
Also, did she know Data was there when they showed up, or did she just see him and go, "Oh, you're Data,"
Yeah.
but yet waited until after the meeting to say something? I don't know.
Deanna Troy, your father would be so pleased. Well, he was worried that the sexuality program he designed for you wouldn't work.
You misunderstand. Counselor Troy is a therapist.
Good night.
Fully functional.
Fully functional.
Some of the colonists objected to having an anatomically correct android running around without any clothes on.
Why were you biting your lip?
Where's fruit at?
To write a modesty subroutine to get you to keep your clothes on.
Riker to engineering.
That's interesting. Okay.
He is a machine. Someone should check up on him.
I have complete confidence in Mr. Data's ability to check up on himself.
Yeah, what the hell?
Good work, Data. I don't think we could have gotten in any cleaner.
We have Data to thank for that.
There you go, Riker. Just rubbing it in his face.
That was beautiful.
Are you certain you are not saying this because you are my mother?
How would you feel about my playing the viola part tomorrow? You don't happen to have a viola.
I could replicate one for you.
Well, there you go. Replicating something other than food.
I am attempting to master all known styles of painting.
Oh,
Show her your paintings from Birthright. Oh, shit!
My daughter.
your daughter.
That's amazing.
Someone made a full-on painting of Lal for this episode. Fuck yeah.
The positronic matrix I designed for her was unstable. She only lived a short time. In a sense, you were her grandmother.
A little bit of grief.
Creating a stable positron matrix is very tricky. Your father lost several prototypes before Lore. There were 3 of them.
Whoa.
I've followed your progress for years.
Oh.
Then why did you never attempt to contact me?
Yeah, thank you.
Because I felt guilty about something I'd done.
Perhaps if you told me what has made you feel this way, it would alleviate the guilt.
Did you deactivate him and leave him behind?
When I said there was no room for you in the escape pod we took from Omicron, there was. I didn't want to bring you with us.
Wow.
I was afraid if we reactivated you, you'd turn out like Lore. I made Noonien leave you behind.
Wow, dude.
Oh.
Imagine you. Maybe could that even be why they broke up? Like finding out that Starfleet found him and put them together. That's who found him, right? Starfleet.
Yeah.
Well, if she's lying, what a random specific lie.
Doctor, it's gonna take longer than that to match the... Did it?
It was just luck I hit the right frequency.
Why is he looking at her like this?
If I had been your biological offspring, would you have left me on Omicron Theta?
Nope.
No, I wouldn't have left you behind if you'd been my biological child.
Is that because you place more value on biological life than artificial life?
I'm not trying to justify leaving you behind. I'm just sorry I did.
Thank you for making it clear to me.
I mean, I can't really argue with her. I get it.
Yeah.
The real question, if your biological child was evil, would you kill it?
Or would you kill its younger sibling for the chance it might end up like the older brother? Bro. What if she's an android?
We did joke about that. It could be the case.
Dude. What if Beverly's an android?
Wait. What if Picard is an android? Holy shit, bro.
Ordinarily, I don't check somebody's medical status without a good reason.
I assure you, I have a good reason for asking.
All right, Data.
Hippa's not gonna like this.
At first glance, I see nothing wrong with her.
I have reason to believe she is not who she claims to be.
Been a cave-in in one of the magma pockets. You're needed in transporter room 2.
On my way.
I was thinking something was up with the stuff on the planet, like they're being dubious in some way, but I just don't
Yeah.
understand why. Maybe she'll just die and we'll never know.
How are we going to get down there?
Jump. Well, his data can jump.
You have to jump! No! It's too far! I won't make it! You will!
Oh! Oh my god, Data!
Oh! Oh, wait! I fucking cheated it!
Okay. Data, you realize if she was a human,
Her ankles.
you just killed her. You had to pick them up.
Basically, she's a Sung-type android, except everything about her is designed to fool you into thinking she's human.
Wow.
Not only does she age in appearance like Data, her vital signs change too.
Data ages?
I guess so.
You said you knew she was an android. How?
I noticed something odd about the way she blinked her eyes. The same mathematical formula my father used to give my blinking pattern the appearance of randomness. It appears to be an information module with a holographic interface.
Is that a message? Are we gonna get a message from Sung? Holy shit!
Data. I hope somehow it would be you. She was created after I was. You're right.
Wow.
There was a real Juliana O'Donnell. She slipped into a coma. Transferred Juliana's memories into a positronic matrix and stand the thought of losing the only woman I ever loved. She looked up at me and smiled.
So she never even knew.
She left me. I designed her to shut down in the event that the truth was discovered. And you do not believe she should know the truth. Truth is, she is Juliana Sung. I programmed her to terminate after a long life.
Damn. Because it's not just him that has to lie, they all have to lie.
Yeah.
Wouldn't she be better off knowing the truth?
I don't think so.
Maybe it would be easier for her if she learned the truth from you.
I would rather be told by my son than by some stranger.
I find I am having difficulty separating what would be best for her from what would be best for me. I would no longer be alone in the universe.
By telling her, you're robbing her of the one thing you've wanted all your life. To be human.
But whatever decision you make, we will support it.
What would you do, bro?
Take a gun.
I will put her out of her misery.
You'll never have the chance to know. It's the best option. Woke up and smiled.
Oh, yeah.
You are an android.
Everything is fine.
Wow, okay. Letting her live the lie.
My father told me that he had only one great love in his life and that he regretted never telling her how much he cared for her.
That a child born from parents who love each other will have nothing but goodness in his heart. I guess that explains you. Take care of yourself, son.
Goodbye, Mother.
Energize.
By the way, you're an android. Ah, fuck.
They get you?
That got me.
Yeah.
That got me.
I was misty-eyed for sure at the end. Damn.
Oh, man.
We just watched Inheritance, episode 10 of season 7 of TNG. Now we're going to talk about it, but first, as always, our whiteboard reactions. For me, it's an S, brother. It's an S for me.
Yeah, I said, we're not done yet. S with a question mark, but I think with your assurance, I think, yeah, it's an S. I mean, this was wonderful. This was great.
And it got you
emotionally. Which is funny because a little Lol cameo in this one, and that episode got you, and that episode did not get me when I thought it would, but just her, I'm getting chills just thinking about it, just saying about, two parents that love each other create a child with nothing but good in his heart, and then saying, I guess that explains you. It's just, it's like, that's like a warm hug around my body right now that I needed.
Yes.
I don't know if I need that from my own parents.
We probably both do.
My mother's great. But getting it through the TV from her, through Data, to me, feeling all that was absolutely wonderful. This episode is great.
Yeah, Fiona Flanagan, related to Mike Flanagan, but she played this character, and talk about just a great performance, totally believable. I believed her right from the start. Never thought she was lying or anything like that. So when we found out at first that she was an android, I was like, oh wow, was she lying about this? But then it turns out no, she doesn't even know. And that was all great. Also love, as always, getting to see Brent Spiner, play Noonien Soong, a different version of him. We've seen him current Brent Spiner, old Brent Spiner, and this was like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Robert Shearer directed this one. I think he did Measure of a Man, right? I believe so, off the top of my head.
Probably, yeah.
But he's a regular, and then we also had Renee and Dan Kopel as the writers on this one. So yeah, I loved it. I loved basically everything about it. Second half probably liked a little bit more than the first half because you do spend a lot of time getting into what's going on here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just what do you think about overall? Just like the idea of finding out Data has a quote unquote mother, obviously not biological, but then in more ways it becomes more of his mother in the sense that she's an android.
Yeah, I always get a little worried when they add these new details in later on. When she's talking about, it was my idea to give you a creative edge. Noonien thought it wasn't important. And I'm thinking, are we retconning some things here? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Not the biggest detail in the world. Because we know it was added on for this episode. She didn't exist back then, so it's one of those.
Plus, it's not like whether Noonien wanted him to have creativity or not, like that doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything about his story necessarily.
Yeah, no, just for him to not want that for him, but also give him the dream programmed thing. Some things, whatever. This episode was so great, I don't even care about what the logistical details of who wanted who for Data. But yeah, a lot of callbacks in this episode too. It felt like the story editors did their job, the script consultants, the writers, and this felt a very lived-in episode. And anything that goes back to Data's past, we've had his brother, we had his father, we've had his ex-girlfriend, we've had his ex-girlfriend's sister. We've had him have a girlfriend. We've had him have a child mentor, or not a child mentor, a child who looked up to him. And now we have his mother. It's one of those things I never even thought of about him having a mother. And what a great idea to but to continue this Data storyline along a little bit more. And I didn't expect it to hit it as emotionally as it did for me. And all the little details they added with everything. And this actress was so great. I'm sure we'll get into the nitty gritty, but
yeah, the irony of it being that the android has the most familial and relationship episodes that are great is pretty hilarious. But it makes sense because we've talked about this before. Like Brent, because he's Data is an android, his acting is almost childlike in that way of pure innocence. Mm-hmm. And because of that, you get a lot of stuff like The Offspring with Lol and all that makes it hit so hard. But this was so great because they really wrote it in a way to where, I don't want to say it could have been bad, I'm sure it could have been, but there are a lot of ways that you could take this kind of story. Okay, Data meets the woman who's basically his mother, and then she turns out to be an android. There are so many ways that could go into like just like a cheesy route or just like something that's like, oh, that was kind of neat, but don't really want to return to it. But the way they took it, you know, the discovery, Data like catching on to her of like, what's going on? Because I at no point, we joked about her being an android, but it's not like anything that was happening in the episode that I was like, oh, she's an android. You know, like they kept it all very subtle.
Yeah, stuff that I didn't notice. I mean, they showed her sweating. My immediate thought to seeing her sweating isn't she's an android.
Yeah,
and
or like the blinking thing. Like I'm not going to catch on to that.
Yeah, Riker even said it's only stuff that he would pick up on. But I love that it still showed Data having those looks at her, that he's catching things.
Yeah.
It didn't gloss over it that he's not seeing anything. It still showed him look at her with some sort of confusion, but not for us to know, because why would we? We're not
when
Data.
she hit the console and she was like, I just hit the right frequency, and Data like looked at her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he like looked at her, and I'm like, what does that mean? And that's why I thought, oh, her and her husband are doing something dubious. I'm glad that wasn't it.
Yeah, what a great way to have a, not dubious, but have a twist or a change or what this character isn't without betraying who the character is. Not a, I'm an evil alien, or I'm here to destroy you. She doesn't know that she is what she is. It's a great way to do it, to where there is something that's not right with the situation, but it's not anything that detracts from what this character is. And what a great choice, and just all the emotional ups and downs in different ways. The fact that she left Data behind because she was afraid it might end up like Lore, and back to the whole android versus human life, AI, artificial intelligence versus real life. Would you left me behind if I was your biological kid? And then the fact that she ends up not being his biological mother or a biological human being.
Yeah, but because it's her memories, I'm pretty sure she's telling the truth in the sense that the real Juliana decided to leave him behind. You know, that's real trauma, and you know this android's feeling it. That was all excellent. I mean, I love that. Like, yes, this episode has a plot with the magma thing and the going down, but even when they were doing it, like even when Data and her are down on that planet, it wasn't like getting in the way of their relationship. Like when they're down there and he's talking to her, like, and he asks about the biological child thing, you know, and that, like, they're still dealing with their relationship even when the episode's plot is like coming in. It doesn't get completely sidelined. So I thought the writing there was really strong. And again, just her performance as this Juliana person was amazing.
Yeah, very smart for her not to stick around to meet Deanna Troi when Data went to his therapy appointment.
Oh, yes.
Because what if Troi, I sense nothing from you, similar to Data.
But that's interesting, though, because like she was able to trick all of the medical technology. Could she even have tricked her?
Yeah, maybe. I'm wondering, going through a transporter, I'm sure transporting human tissue is different from the tissue that she has on her body. I mean, apparently it's designed to age like Data. They also threw in that little tidbit there.
Yeah,
ages like Data. Because also in previous episodes have said, oh, Data, you're going to age past everybody here. I'm pretty sure someone has said that, or he said that before, but I think they threw in that little tidbit saying, well, we could keep going. Brent's going to get older, so we're throwing, this flesh is going to age as well.
I'm glad they did it, though, because it'll make sense now, like, as we get into the movies and stuff, when he gets naturally older, like, it'll make sense. So I'm actually glad. If that was a lore or a canon drop in this episode, I'm okay with that. I'm glad with that, because that is something I've wondered. I always thought, like, is the only aging going to be just, like, his physical wear and tear of you know, the body or whatever you would call his material, you know?
Yeah.
So that was all great. I loved the scene with Geordi when Data doesn't believe her story at first, or doesn't doubt her, but just wants there to be proof.
Mm-hmm.
And Geordi, you know, basically talking him through that just as a friend. I always love when them two have scenes together like that.
Yeah.
And that was really great. Just the scenes with, like, her sitting with him while he's working and being proud of him and stuff like that. Like, it was all just so believable. She did such a great job. Like, I believe, like, it was her actual son, you know, like she says, treated it like her actual son.
Yeah, the proud mother stuff was really cute. I also, stuff I haven't thought about when she brings up there's been 3 other androids before Lore. I didn't even think about that. What were those things like? What were those android people?
And it sounded like they all had like a lull outcome of all basically just dying.
Yeah, maybe that's why she looked at Lol like that, because she looked at the painting. She had a very strong emotional reaction to it. So, yeah, good stuff there. Great painting, by the way. And also, is this android of Juliana, did Soong finally perfect it?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. So I've always wondered, and once we found out Soong was alive in Brothers, Because it had been, 30 years that Data was in Starfleet before TNG even started or something like that?
Something really long.
Even if it wasn't that long. It was a long time. I always wondered, why didn't he make any more after Data? And this answers it. He did. He made Juliana and essentially perfected it being a human. So it, of course, begs the question, which I guess if you're going to have a problem with this episode, I could see this being the main one, is it begs the question, why didn't he make more? Because clearly he's able to, and he's able to make them human. Even to go a step further, has he made more and we just don't know? Like, are there just people who think they're human out there and they're androids? We'll never know.
Or could he not bring himself to do it after he's lost Lore, he's lost Data, and now he lost his wife, and he made one that was fully human, according to her knowledge, and then she leaves him. I'd probably want to wallow in misery as well.
Yeah, maybe even after Data, the fact that they didn't bring him with them in the crystalline entity thing, which was another callback, obviously. Mm-hmm. Maybe he decided, like, I'm not going to do this anymore. But then, with his wife dying, he's like, I'm going to do it just to make her. Yeah. But maybe he just didn't pursue it after that. But I don't know. It makes me feel like I wouldn't be shocked if it came up again that there's more out there.
Yeah, and this Soong guy seems a little bit off. Part of me thinks there's probably something else out there. And just got to bring it up, that great scene when he's talking as Soong about, she woke up and smiled. She remembered me, and the same thing happens when she wakes up from her fall. But looking back, it's hilarious. Data usually doesn't make decisions if he isn't really confident, and that's even shown here with Riker's confidence in him. I trust Data, and then Riker has that funny comment. Oh, you did it perfectly, Data. Pan over to the guy with the...
Yeah.
And I think that's a little telltale sign, or a little wink. What's it? What's the word I'm looking for? Hint. A little hint. When Data jumps with her arm, and she's not going to make that fucking jump. I think he knew at that point she was an android.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, because she's like, I won't make it. He's like, yes, you will. He knows she will because he knows she's an android. That's good. I didn't even put that together.
Every now and then.
Because I was going to bring it up. I was going to say, like, that has to happen for the reveal. But, like, Data, why would you just make this old woman jump? But he knew she was an android already.
Yep.
So he's expecting them to just land.
Yeah.
It's not a reveal to him when her arm comes off. He's not shocked by it. Like, he expects them to just land on their feet. But because she didn't know she was an android, she didn't know, how to do it.
Yeah.
So she just jumped off.
Yeah, Data knows how to land and be safe, but she's just an old woman, so probably...
Yeah. Oh, that makes it so much better. Wow. Yeah, because that was probably the main, I wouldn't say flaw, but it felt like the plot convenience of, Data would normally never do that to somebody, but he has to for the reveal, but he already knew. Yeah, that's so good. That's so good.
This episode's really good, man.
Yeah.
This episode's really good.
It's really good. I don't want to say anything too crazy, but it's up there for me. I mean, I basically look at it as kind of like The Offspring Part 2, in a way. He's the offspring this time.
Yeah, there's a holy trinity of Data episodes, and this is the third one of whatever the other two is. Or
Offspring and Brothers?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, there's been a lot more Data episodes. But those are the two that come to mind.
The family, the father, the daughter, and the Holy Mother. I don't know, but and then that ending scene on the transporter pad just cut right to my soul, because I wasn't dwelling up beforehand leading up to it, but as soon as she said that line, it immediately just came out. I felt it stab right here. Oh, it's so good. And just because Data's always, I'm an android, I'm not good or bad, and just there's goodness. It's just
yeah, and she says, two parents who love each other have a baby is nothing but goodness in their heart. That explains you, and that's so great. And that's why we're such cynics, because our parents didn't love each other when they had us.
No.
Barely any good in our hearts.
Yeah, my parents were together for about 6 minutes, and then they...
But for real though, that and the way he repurposes what Soong told him, like this Soong program in no way was him trying to be like, please go tell her this. He just says it to him genuinely. And Data repurposes that as, he told me this when I saw him in person, and is like, and I'm sure he was talking about you. I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, that's just amazing. And it brings up the whole tragedy of their love story, which we'll never get to see any more than what this episode gave us, most likely. But just, I feel like we got enough of it. Like we kind of got it just from what they gave us here to where, wow, what a tragic. His wife is dying. He creates her as an android, doesn't tell her. He doesn't treat her right. She leaves him. He never tells her, and she goes on to live a life as a human that he set up to terminate like a human after a long life.
Yeah, and the fact he didn't even... He was such a good person, he didn't make the choice to immediately deactivate her when she said she was leaving. Oh, I'm leaving, I'm breaking up with you. Ding. Because obviously he can control Laura and Data and bring them to it. He could have done the same with her, and he chose not to.
He just wanted her to be happy.
Wanted her to be happy, yeah. Oof. What do you think about, I love a good boardroom scene meeting where they're trying to decide with Data, do we tell her or not? And I love hearing everyone's points and getting them all, and not knowing what the right one to do is. Because, especially, was it Troy who said it? Or maybe it was Beverly about, you've always wanted to be human, and now she has that. Are you going to take that away from
Troy?
her?
Yeah.
Yeah, Troy said that.
Yeah, because Beverly says, which I thought was a really good point. She says, if I was in her shoes, I would rather be told by my son than a stranger.
That's another, really
that's
good point.
A good point too. And even Picard says, like, it could happen in the future. Maybe it's better you tell her. So I thought it was both great points. But two things. One, why not? Well, let's go with what the counselor thinks. I mean, this is kind of her thing, But everyone can have an opinion. That's fine. But I'd probably err on the side of Deanna. But also, I kind of knew he wasn't going to tell her once they brought up the fact of him saying what's best for her versus best for me. Because he was basically admitting best for her is to not tell her. And he's like, best for me is because we'd have this to share, but Data is not selfish, and he's not going to do that. So it's like, yeah, you gotta not tell her. So that was all great. Great scene. Basically a week off for a lot of these characters, but a rare week off for Patrick Stewart. I mean, he's in the opening scene in the boardroom, in the musical scene, watching, and then the boardroom scene at the end, and that's basically it. Even the bridge scenes is Riker mostly, so he was pretty chill this week.
I don't know. Do you think he's checked out? Do you think the writers don't have much for him? I mean, we've seen him go through the entire ringer here of what I think we can do for him in this show.
Yeah, I've said before, I think his arc is completed, so, I mean, we've seen it before. We've seen episodes where he's not that heavily featured, but it definitely stuck out this time. But this time a lot. Was Worf even in it?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, and then obviously...
Oh, he was. He was in it for a few seconds, yes.
It seemed like a lot of them were. I mean, Deanna was barely in it, Beverly barely in it. Like, they were all in that musical scene, and then there were a lot of them in the boardroom scenes. But besides Geordi, I mean, there a lot of them got some time off this week, which is fine. Brent Spiner, he can carry it. He can carry the show.
Oh, yeah, we know that for a fact. And also, Chief O'Brien hasn't been there in months. Now we're going to read our patron takes over at patreon.com/target audience. For every single episode of Star Trek we watch, we have a little post put up for our patron takes where you, if you're a patron, you can comment what you think about the episode, about a paragraph or less long. There's a chance we're going to read it right now. So go sign up, patreon.com/target audience.
North says, very fond of this episode. We get a lovely guest actress, and it presents more perspective on the ethical and moral repercussions of creating new life. Dr. Soong's probably not going to be up for any posthumous Dad of the Year awards, though.
Yeah, probably not. All right, the lore. I both love and am indifferent to this episode. I like the lore, and I think the guest actress is very warm and lovely, but do we actually need more of Data's backstory in Season 7? I prefer they focus on where he's going rather than where he's been. I mean, knowing that the show ends pretty soon, and anytime they go into the Data's backstory, I think it's always a wonderful addition. Or dealing with Data's family. I've always brought good emotional stuff out of us. It's all reliable. It's the old trick in the toolbox, and it gets me almost every time.
Yeah, I've seen a number of takes bring that up of, do we really need more backstory in Season 7? That doesn't really hit me at all. I don't really care at what point of the show it is. It comes down to the execution of it, and it comes down to, is it good or not? And this is good. Also, I think there is something to be said about if this episode had been in Season 3 like The Offspring was, maybe it's not as good. Maybe the fact that both Data as a character and Brent Spiner in the role have grown so much through this whole show that it's perfectly done here as to where it might not have been done as well before. So
maybe, yeah.
I guess maybe just in the sense of, like, you just want, it's the last season, you just want fun stories with these characters and going into their future. I could definitely understand that perspective in the sense of like there's only so many episodes left, but I absolutely would rather have this in the last season than not have it at all. So
Yeah.
now that I've seen it anyway. If you would ask me before we watched it, do you want an episode about Data's mom? I genuinely don't know what I would have said because I never thought about that ever once.
Same here. Same here. As long as the season has both. I mean, we've explored Data with his dreams and everything, so that's sort of going forward for him and how he's always getting closer to that human feeling. But once he gets it, that's it. So how much more forward can we go? Because that's basically what he's working towards, where he's going. Otherwise, what is he going towards? And as long as it's not too lore canon breaking or whatever, or too retconning, I'm okay with going back to the past, especially if it brings out an emotional reaction.
I am Spartacus. A day or two after watching this episode again in preparation of this patron take, I watch a video where people are making AI chatbots of recently deceased loved ones, which is basically one step removed from what Dr. Soong did with Juliana. What are the ethical implications of doing something like this, because we are headed in that direction? Also, do you feel this would have worked better or worse if Juliana was not an android but instead a living, breathing human? Very good question.
Yeah, go watch Black Mirror, Be Right Back, that episode.
Yes, very, very similar type thing.
Yeah.
And a great episode. I think ethical implications of it, I probably have maybe this is a hot take, I don't know. I think if a loved one is dead and you are what would be considered their next of kin, and you want to create a recreation of them, and the technology is available to do that, I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, the reason I say that is because you're their next of kin / like would be the person that they would have trusted with that stuff. If now you died and your employer recreated you for labor, I would say that's very unethical. But I think in the situation where it's your spouse or child or whoever it would be that you consider your person that would handle those things, I think that person has a right to do that. Also, if you don't want it done and you know that the technology exists, make a will and put it in there not to do it. Now, obviously, we're in a weird time right now where people don't know that that's a thing that can be done. And what about in the future for people in the past? That gets a little bit more gray area. But let's assume, 50, 100 years from now, this technology is available and you can do that. Probably, if you have an opinion on that, make sure it doesn't happen to you legally. But that's my take on it.
Yeah, and if it were to happen today, and we bring back, I don't know, Abraham Lincoln or something, there's probably some moral things about that. But in terms of, I don't know, if someone dies in an accident or something, or falls into a coma and has an untimely death that is not right and was not supposed to happen, it's not the worst thing in the world, I guess, to bring someone back. The whole implication of telling them
they're an android?
Yeah.
You mean like unethical if you don't tell them?
Yeah.
I guess the way I'd put it is I would love to watch a 2-hour debate between two people who have opposite opinions on this to get a full perspective on each side of it.
There's two presidential candidates talking about it.
Yeah, next presidential debate. AI chatbots, #1 issue.
Poverty, the housing issue. No, we're going to talk about...
No, forget the federal. I'm going to go to my local city council debate. What do you guys think about AI chatbots?